What's up, YouTube family? We're out here with Tron, and he is looking pretty nice. Look at him, he's just standing there. Who's your good boy, Tron? He's very attentive. Look, here he comes. Sit, boy, sit. See, he listens very well. He's a really good listener. Today's topic is going to be basically how to know if your dog is having a heat stroke or has a heat stroke. Basically some signs to look at. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? Look at him. Sit, 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 Tron. Good boy. Anyways, some signs to look at for heat exhaustion. Much of the dog fur is a good protection against it. So it's kind of like the dog fur in a way helps. But some things to watch for is excessive panting and signs of discomfort and delicate and indicate like overheating of the dog. However, it is important to be aware of the ambient temperature and take appropriate preventative measures. So meaning if you see that it's going to be a really hot day, if it's really going to be hot, always make sure that you leave the dog inside for a few hours till it cools off outside. You know, maybe let it out in the evening like I do. I let my dogs in the morning because it's really hot in the morning, and so I just kind of let them cool off. But yeah, so that's a way to prevent preventative steps. And another thing is basically some primary causes of heat strokes, or any hot environment can cause a heat stroke, but the most common is careless actions such as leaving a dog in a car on a hot day or forgetting to provide shade to an animal kept outdoors. So basically always have plenty of shade. Have plenty of shade for your dog to lay out in. Like him, you see he has shade all this, his dog house. Especially don't leave your dog or forget you left your dog in the car. I can't tell you how much I hate to see owners getting away with crimes because crimes such as they're leaving their dog in the car and they ends up dying. Like, I just hate that. There's no excuse for negligence. Just because you forgot your dog was in the car or something, or you didn't know he was gonna die, doesn't mean you shouldn't be charged for murder of your dog. So I just hate to see dogs die because of being in hot cars all the time. Every year I hear someone doing it. So look out for that. Always take immediate care steps. It's essential to remove the dog from the hot environment immediately. If it is unconscious, make sure no water enters the nose or mouth as you follow these guidelines. Also, do not give the dog aspirin to lower its temperature. It can lead to other problems. So some steps you can do is put your dog in the bathtub. Run a cool, not cold, cool shower over your pet. Cover the whole body, especially the back of the head and neck. So that's very important. Don't automatically throw them in really cold water. Allow the water to fill up the bathtub, and as you shower the dog, keep the head elevated to prevent aspiration pneumonia. It's very important. That's very important. I must stress that point again. If getting the dog into the tub is impractical, use a garden hose to cool the dog or place him in a pool of cool water. I would recommend that step because a lot of people struggle to get their dogs in the bathtub sometimes because they freak out. So I would say this step is very important, especially if your dog's an outside dog and is not used to being inside. Apply a cold pack to the dog's head to help lower its body temperature. A packet of frozen vegetables works fine. Massage the legs as well. Always massage the legs. A vigorous rubbing helps the dog's circulation and reduces the risk of shock. Tron, who's your good boy? Look at him. So and lastly, let the dog drink as much cool or cold water as it wants after providing the previous steps. Adding a pinch of salt to the water bowl will help the dog replace the minerals it lost through panting. So a little bit of salt when it's very suffering from heat stroke is very important. Yeah, those are just a few steps to follow. I thought I'd give you guys a video of how to know if your dog has hypothermia. And some signs to look out for. Importantly, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, some signs to look out for are basically, you know, just from a dog suffering from a heat stroke. Some signs they would display is a rapid panting, bright red tongues, more than usual. Also red or pale gums, thick and sticky saliva, depression, weakness, dizziness, vomiting, sometimes with blood, diarrhea, shock, and coma. So always look for those steps. If you see your dog is looking tired or dizzy, or kind of, you know, walking lopsided, or like looking weak more than usual, and it's really hot, it's more likely because it's suffered a heat stroke, and you must take the preventative steps I mentioned earlier. And it's always important that you do that. And yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. I feel this video will be very educational for people who have dogs outside, such as myself. And I hope you guys take really good care of these dogs. Keep them well watered. Keep their bowls with fresh, cool water, as I do with my dogs. And yeah, it's basically keep your dogs cool, give them plenty of shade, and that will help you prevent these issues from happening and your dog from getting a heat stroke. I hope this video helped. Please subscribe if you haven't. Shout out to my supporters, all my YouTube followers. Love the support. Keep the strong support. If you're new to this video, please subscribe. And yeah, God bless. And me and Tron will see you in another video in the future. Bye bye.